NFL mailbag time, here we go. Lower class brats disagrees with me. He says, Patrick Mahomes doesn't suck, his O-line sucks. Yeah, I see a lot of you guys parroting what you hear on TV, like, oh, he didn't have enough time to throw. He only had 1 second, and then he had to get rid of the ball. Blah, blah, blah. Well, hold on a second. God gave us 2 eyeballs, right? So let's see if that narrative is actually true. Here's a second down. Xavier Worthy is wide ass open. Mahomes forces it into double coverage to Kelsey. Incomplete. Worthy wide open. But you blame the offensive line for that. That's the offensive line's fault, I guess. Here's another one. 3rd and 3. Mahomes panics. He scrambles out of the pocket and ends up airmailing the pass. Hollywood Brown was wide open right in front of his face. If he had dropped back, hit the back foot, gone through his progressions, he would have seen Hollywood Brown wide open right in front of his stupid face. But you're going to blame the offensive line for that. Don't do the offensive line's fault. Oh my God, he had no... What do you mean by that? It looks like he has time. It looks like the guy's wide open right in front of his face. I don't know. That's what happens when you're just regurgitating what people on TV say. Like, Mina Kimes is not paying. Mina Kimes is doing her makeup. She's checking her hair. All right, she's going through her text messages. She's tweeting or blue skying, whatever it's called. She's not... She's not paying attention to the game. The Glaze crew is not paying attention to the game. They have no idea what's going on. I would just ask you, like, use your God-given 2 eyeballs and just look for yourself. Here's a 3rd and 3. 2 open receivers, very little pressure initially. He throws it into the ground. So I'm just saying, this narrative, like, oh, he had no time. Oh my God, no. He did have time. Now, later in the game, that's different. The Eagles are up multiple scores. Of course, they're going to pin their ears back. They're not going to respect the run, and they're going to go after the quarterback. Of course, yeah. That's a different story. But in the part of the game that mattered, no. That narrative is fact check false. 4 Pinocchios for that one. That's fake news that Mahomes had no time because his offensive line sucks so bad. Fake news. Max Steele says Mahomes gets a dose of the offensive line play Brock had to deal with all season, and he crumbles. I actually disagree with your characterization. Like we just went through it. Like, there's wide open receivers. If I remember when Tom Brady played the Legion of Boom, they had just previously destroyed the Denver Broncos 40-8 in the previous Super Bowl. This time, Tom Brady's like, I don't care about your pass. Bing! Here's 1 air yard to Amendola. Here's three air yards to Edelman. Here's 7 air yards to Gronk. Bing, 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 boom, boom. He dinked and dunked them to death till they were exhausted. So then he did have time to take deeper shots. So I disagree with this whole thing with Mahomes and Brock not having time to throw. I believe they did have time to throw. I would say with the 49ers, their offensive line woes are more to do with the running game. The running game isn't as dominant as it used to be. But in terms of pass protection, it's not the best. I think both Mahomes, especially as he hits his 30s and his athleticism begins to decline, and Brock need to take a lesson from Tom Brady.
My last Super Bowl I was a part of, I knew Kansas City's defense better than they knew themselves. I knew their body movements, the way their linebackers moved, the way their safeties moved. I knew everything they were doing. I got out there on the field. I looked up as I was walking line of scrimmage and said, okay, they're blitzing. I walked up. I said, okay, they're going to bail to cover 2. Ball will snap, cover 2. I had the answers to the test. It was how fast I could diagnose what they were doing. What's the internet speed of me as a quarterback? Fast as
Yeah, that's what I need from Brock. In order to excel, Brock Purdy needs to be as psychotic as Tom Brady and Peyton Manning were. Same with Patrick Mahomes. He could get away with it when he was younger. He could wing it when he was younger, right? As he hits his 30s, he's going to have to become more fundamentally sound.
What's the internet speed of me as a quarterback? Fast as I was Starlink before Starlink. You know, now other guys, if it's a slow processing speed, well, he's going to get you. And the reality is I could figure out what they were doing before they did it because that's how I learned to play the game. And that's how I believe most quarterbacks should play the game.
As someone who has said, pay Brock, he deserves to get paid. I don't want to hear any more from Brock about, whatever God wants, whatever God's plan is fine, whatever. No, dude, how about God helps those that helps themselves? How about God helps those that watch tape obsessively? What about that? Okay, you can't always just, oh, whatever happens, happens. No, I don't want to hear whatever happens, happens. You're small for the position. You have a less than average arm. The only way for you to excel is if you are as psychotically committed to ball as Brady and Manning were. Okay? And I'm not, listen, family first, right? Brock, put your family first, of course. Family is number one. But football has to be 1B. It can't be number 2. It has to be 1B. You look at the way Tom Brady is a gigantic human being. Okay, he's 6'5". He's actually got a lot of physical tools. He was scouted as a baseball player. Okay, he's got a lot of physical tools. So if he is going to put Giselle on the back burner, for like a couple of decades, I'm gonna need a little bit more from Brock in terms of obsessively watching tape. I don't want to hear like, oh, the offensive line doesn't give me enough time. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still getting hate for my Robert Saleh take. I will just say I don't see him the way you guys see him. Like you see Aaron Glenn now just kicking Aaron Rodgers to the curb. He was like, I'm not gonna put up with Aaron Rodgers' diva crap. Whereas Robert Saleh got on his knees repeatedly for Aaron Rodgers. When they went out to get him, he was like, I'll do anything you want. Come on, come join the Jets. When Rodgers went to go to Egypt during mandatory minicamp, Saleh got on his knees again. When Aaron Rodgers repeatedly humiliated and emasculated him, he just rolled over. He rolled over. He was repeatedly humiliated and emasculated by this punk Aaron Rodgers, and he let it happen. So I don't view Robert Saleh as the big tough guy that you guys do. I saw him got rolled by everybody over there. They treated him like a. And then when I hear about like how elite his defense is, Larry Krueger was talking about how elite his defense is. We could have put up 50 points on them when we played. Jake Moody had 6 field goals, okay, which meaning we were in field goal range the entire game basically. And if you look at his numbers about his so-called elite defense, it's incredibly misleading because he was playing Will Levis and the Titans. He was playing Bo Nix in his 4th game ever in bad weather. He was playing Jacoby Brissett. He was playing in London. Like, this whole thing is like a mirage, dude. So I'm sorry. I just don't see Robert Saleh the way you guys do. I'm sorry. I don't think doing the same thing you did 5 years ago is necessarily going to yield the same results. Call me crazy. I don't think that works. I don't think, hey, let's run the same crap we did 5 years ago. That's gonna fix it. I just don't buy it. You guys do? Okay, that's fine. I actually think the 49ers are going to have a bounce back year next season. Anyway, despite whatever Robert Saleh does. So, I don't know. Whatever.